Hey, what's up? My name's Justin, and this is 65 Drums. Today's video is all about the TD50KV-RM. Not a lot of drummers even know this drum set exists because number one, it's brand new. Number two, it's a limited edition run. And number three, it's incredibly expensive, $8,500. But I've seen it twice in person so far. It's a really interesting drum set, so I thought I'd break it down really quickly in this news segment. So this is the kit right here. It's essentially a TD50KVX, but with a couple of extra additions. You get an extra side snare pad, you get a different color drum wrap, and then you have this all-new drum rack system designed by Randall May. So first of all, let's talk about that extra snare. It's really just the second high tom they decided to not give you in the TD50KV. If you remember all the other flagships Roland has made in the past, like the TD10, 20, and 30, they all came with 4 tom pads. And then the TD50 came out with just 3 tom pads and a higher price tag, making some drummers a little angry or sad. But now it's back and they're using it as an extra side snare. And that's what I would actually use this pad for, because I like having 2 floor toms, 1 high tom, and then a side snare. So this is actually the perfect setup for my particular style. But of course, the one thing that really stands out about this set is the drum rack. It's the whole point of the whole setup, actually. It was designed specifically for this model by Randall May, thus the name. And the drum set rack is called the MAATS AIRlift Rack. It's made from a tempered aircraft aluminum alloy, making this drum rack lighter than the previous version. So this drum rack does have a couple of cool features. The first one is that it uses a system of magnets at the ball clamp. So you can actually use a drum key to adjust the amount of bounce you'll get from hitting the tom pads, which is supposed to make it feel more like an acoustic set. And then of course the other big feature is that it's got a hydraulic lift for all the cymbal stands. So if you want to raise the height of the ride cymbal or the crash cymbals, you can easily do that. And it's got a system that kind of reminds me of like a rock and sock drum throne. So when you compare this drum set versus the KVX, I feel like they look completely different from each other. Even though they share a lot of the same components, the matte silver finish on the KV-RM plus the new drum rack and the new snare sort of like combines and make this drum set look like a completely new thing. And I want to know which one of these you prefer the look of. I've actually created a poll up here on the screen where you can vote for the KVX version or the KV-RM. Now, when I initially saw this drum set, or the drum rack, I saw it just sitting there against a wall with like a pad or two on it, and I didn't like the way it looked. And I actually was talking to V-Drum Tips, and I was like, man, I just hate the way that drum rack looks. And then I saw it later on stage and like the after party thing, and then I was like, okay, I get it. It looks kind of cool. And then I saw it again at Sweetwater Gearfest, and then I keep seeing it in product photos. So I've gone from hating its guts to slowly being like, yeah, I like the way it looks. But if I had to pick between the KV-RM and then also the KVX, I would still go with the KVX because I prefer the chrome drum rack and also just like the black to silver like gradient shells. I just like the way that drum set looks. Nothing against this new drum set, but for me, I don't know if it's worth the extra $1,000 because again, I just prefer the look of the regular KVX version. But let me know just by voting in that poll up there, let me know which you guys prefer the look of. Have an amazing day, everybody, and I'll see you in a few.